Hello there you guys, welcome to another of my videos. Going to be giving you the player ratings from our 2-1 loss against Leicester at Old Trafford. So David De Gea, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Couldn't do anything to prevent both of Leicester's goals. He did make a good save to deny Iheanacho in the second half. But he didn't really have much to do. Brandon Williams, I'm going to give him a 4 out of 10. I thought he endured a poor game. Didn't get forward enough. He was poor on the ball. And he left too much space on that right hand side to be exploited. It was Brandon Williams' first start in the Premier League this season. He's a lot more effective on the left than he is on the right. Brandon Williams is predominantly a left back, but he's our third choice left back. I think it would be beneficial if we loaned Brandon Williams out in the summer transfer window. I think it was at the start of this season we're giving that number 33 shirt. Williams played a lot of games last season. The reason he did is because Luke Shaw had a couple of periods out with injury. So just a 4 out of 10 for Brandon Williams. Eric Bailly, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. I thought he really struggled. Didn't get forward enough. Struggled against Jamie Vardy. I think Jamie Vardy had Eric Bailly in his pocket. And just lacked that composure. Not so long ago, Eric Bailly signed a new contract with Manchester United until 2024. There is an option of a further year. Axel Tuanzebe, I'm going to give him a 3 out of 10. I thought he endured a poor game. He was poor on the ball. His decision making was also quite poor. The best game I recall Axel Tuanzebe having was the PSG game. I think we could offload Axel Tuanzebe in the summer transfer window because he doesn't get in our 11. Just a 3 out of 10 for him then. Alex Telles, I'm going to give him a 5 out of 10. Got forward a few times. Won some defensive headers from set pieces. But I thought he was poor. Donny van de Beek, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Didn't really do much, average performance. Donny van de Beek was playing in a familiar position. It was his third start in the Premier League. You know, most of Donny van de Beek's appearances have come from the bench. So just a 6 out of 10 for him. Nemanja Matic, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I thought he covered up for the centre-halves well a few times in the game. He looked quite good on the ball. And I thought defensively Matic was quite good. Juan Mata, I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. He was obviously playing in the number 10. Juan Mata's link-up play at times was good. But apart from that, didn't really do much. So, average performance. Amad Diallo Traore, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. He got an assist in the game. And his work rate off the ball was very good. He didn't have a lot of the ball, Amad Diallo Traore, but he did show some nice touches when he did receive the ball. He made his Premier League debut for Manchester United. He does look a good asset for the first team. Elanga, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I thought he looked good when he had the ball. He was getting in some good positions. His work rate was good as well. It was Elanga's debut for Manchester United. So 7 out of 10 for him. Mason Greenwood, I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. He was our best player yesterday night. Obviously, Mason Greenwood got our equalising goal, and it was a precise finish. So 9 out of 10 for Mason Greenwood. We brought substitutions on in the game. We obviously saw Edison Cavani come on. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. Rashford came on. I'll give him a 5 out of 10. And Bruno Fernandes come on. I'll give him a 6 out of 10. So that is your player ratings from our 2-1 defeat to Leicester. Manchester City have obviously won the Premier League. And I think there's a good chance now that Leicester will finish in the top 4, reflecting on that win, because Leicester are now 8 points clear of West Ham. But I wasn't too disappointed with the loss, because we played a weakened squad. You know, Solskjaer was expected to rotate the squad heavily, which he did. You know, Solskjaer made 10 changes from the 3-1 win against Aston Villa. We must beat Liverpool tomorrow. That's a big game. It was Leicester's first win at Old Trafford since 1998, and it's the second time Leicester have beaten us this season, because obviously they beat us in the FA Cup quarter-final earlier on this season, 3-1. We did draw with Leicester at the King Power in the league earlier on this season, 2-2. We did the double over them last season. We're beating them 1-0 at Old Trafford, and we're beating them 2-0 on the final day of last season at the King Power. So we do have a pretty good record against Leicester. Both of Leicester's goals yesterday night, though, were very good. Leicester's first goal came from Luke Thomas. It was a volley at the far post, and that was his first Premier League goal. Youri Tielemans had got the assist, and Soo Young-koo scored Leicester's second goal. It came from a corner, and it was a good header by Soo Young-koo, and Marco Brighton had got the assist. But Leicester are a very, very good team. You know, they've got some very, very good players. You know, Jamie Vardy, he's obviously very, very good. He's now at the highest level. He's emulated to that level, though, because Jamie Vardy risen up from non-league football. I think that Iheanacho is also very, very good for Leicester. Wilfred Ndidi, he's also very, very good. He's been at Leicester now a few years. Yori Tillemans, he's also very, very good as well. Perez, I think he's made an impact at Leicester. Leicester have also got Dennis Pryor. They've got James Justin. James Justin didn't play any part yesterday night because he's out for the season with injury. James Maddison, he's also very, very good. Man United have been in for James Maddison before. Leicester got James Maddison from Norwich. They paid like £20 million for him. James Maddison didn't start yesterday, but he did come on. I think Fofana is also good for Leicester. He's a centre-half. This has been his first season at Leicester. Leicester got him from St Etienne and he played yesterday night. Said earlier on this season that Man United made contact with Leicester over a possible move for Fofana. But it said Leicester will demand £80 million. Leicester have also got Timothy Castagne. I don't really have much of a perception on him, to be honest with you, because I haven't really watched him play at Leicester. He did play yesterday night. Leicester have also got Under. I think they got him from Roma. Schmeichel, he's a good goalkeeper for Leicester. Leicester have got Johnny Evans. He's obviously been out with injury. Wes Morgan, he's been out with injury. Well, he's still out with injury, should I say. And Harvey Barnes, he's out with injury. And he's definitely one of Leicester's key players. Leicester have lost good players in recent years. Obviously, they lost Harry Maguire to us in the summer of 2019. They lost Ben Chilwell last year to Chelsea. They lost Dennis Pryor. Not Dennis Pryor. Sorry, not Dennis Pryor. They lost N'Golo Kante. They lost Danny Drinkwater. And they lost Riyad Mahrez to Man City in the summer of 2018. But to Leicester's credit, they found adequate replacements for them. Brendan Rodgers is a very, very good manager. Leicester have been very consistent under him. I like the way he's actually transformed Leicester. Brendan Rodgers has been Leicester manager now over 2 years. He's got a contract with Leicester until 2025, and Brendan Rodgers has got a good pedigree behind him. Obviously, before he was at Leicester, he was at Celtic. He was there quite a few years. Before then, he was at Liverpool. He enjoyed one good season at Liverpool. Before, he was at Swansea. Did well at Swansea. And before, he's been at Reading and Watford, and he once managed the Chelsea youth. So he's managed quite a few clubs in his managerial career. Leicester had Claudio Ranieri before Brendan Rodgers, and they was very consistent under Ranieri because they won the title under him. Solskjaer gave his perception on the game. He was disappointed with the result because Solskjaer felt as though we played well. You can say if we'd have gone with a full strength team that Man United would have probably won the game or at least got a draw. But I think we did really, really well to say we had a weakened squad out. But we're probably going to finish second in the Premier League this season. We have got some injuries. Harry Maguire, he's out with injury. he sustained an ankle injury in the 3-1 win against Aston Villa. Solskjaer fears that he could be out for a few weeks. Solskjaer's hopeful that he will be back for the Europa League final against Villarreal, but he could miss the Europa League final. Phil Jones, he's still out with injury. Martial's still out with an knee injury. He's been out for a while, Martial, but Ollie's hopeful that Martial will be back for the Europa League final. And Daniel James is out with injury. We've got to give, though, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer a lot of credit. I think he's made very good progress at Manchester United. This has been Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's second full season at the club. He does deserve at least one more season at Manchester United. I presume a lot of United fans are Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in anyway, and they believe that he needs more time at the club. But obviously a lot of United fans have been demanding Ole Gunnar Solskjaer out. Obviously they've got their reasons behind it. And I hope he's a long-term manager for Manchester United. He is our best manager though since Ferguson, without a shadow of a doubt. I think Solskjaer's just got under a year left on his current 3-year contract, but it said earlier on this season that Solskjaer agreed a 3-year contract worth 30 million. Said it's likely to be 2 years with an option of an extra one. Solskjaer's been Man United manager now over 2 years, and reflecting now how long he's been at the club, he has gained some managerial experience and he has learnt quite a bit on the job. And he's tried a few different elements. Obviously he's rotated the squad a lot. He's given the young players their chances, and he's tried different formations. I do have my concerns about Solskjaer. My two biggest concerns about him is that he hasn't got a proven pedigree as a manager. That doesn't mean he can't succeed as Man United manager, and his decision making also concerns me because in a lot of his games at Man United he has been tactically naive. Some games though he has showed tactical flexibility, but he's got to show that persistently. Before Man United, Solskjaer was at Molde. He won a few Norwegian titles and that at Molde. He's actually had 2 spells at Molde. And before he was at Cardiff, and his record at Cardiff was absolutely disastrous. He only enjoyed a short tenure with Cardiff. The reason he got sacked from Cardiff is because he got them relegated. But whether Solskjaer succeeds or not, we'll still always love him because he is a club legend. He enjoyed 11 years as a player for Manchester United, so he flourished under Sir Alex Ferguson's guidance. But there's a lot of positives regarding Solskjaer. We're sitting second in the Premier League. We've got a very good away record. We haven't lost away from home in the Premier League for over a year. We are unbeaten in our last 25 Premier League away games. We've been far better away from home than we have been at home this season. I think all our defeats in the league have come at Old Trafford this season. Solskjaer's got us to the Europa League final. It's his first major final as Man United manager. And it's our 8th European final. Solskjaer knows how imperative it is to get his first trophy on the board as Man United manager. We haven't won a trophy since 2017, and Solskjaer said the other month that winning trophies can be an ego thing. Solskjaer got us to the FA Cup quarter-final this season, also got us to the EFL Cup semi-final. We've enjoyed very good periods under him where we have seen consistency, and we've been enjoying a good period recently. The 2-1 loss to Leicester was our first defeat in the league for a while. Solskjaer did well last season in his first full season at the club though, didn't he? He got us to 3 semi-finals, he got us qualification for the Champions League and got us a 3rd place finish. Solskjaer has made good signings as Manchester United manager. He's spent almost £300 million and so far he's enjoyed 4 transfer windows as permanent Man United manager. And he's got rid of a lot of the deadwood since he's come in. And he has beaten quite a few big name managers. But Solskjaer knew when he'd taken over at Man United it was going to be a massive job despite him knowing the club through thick and thin. But I think he's handled things very, very well. Because Solskjaer's lucky to still be Man United manager because we have enjoyed very bad periods under him where he was very, very close to getting sacked. I think with Solskjaer being a club legend, that's what saved him. Not long now until the summer transfer window opens. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is aware of how big this year's summer transfer window is going to be for himself and Manchester United in general. I'm expecting us to make around 3, 4, maybe even 5 signings in the summer transfer window, and I've already identified the areas in the squad where we need to strengthen up. Solskjaer's made it clear that he wants good backing, and I'm expecting him to get the backing he deserves because obviously we've got John Murtough, he's our director of football. Darren Fletcher's our technical director, and we've got Matt Judge, and Matt Judge has been part of the club for a while. I don't think Solskjaer has been backed enough so far. But in the summer transfer window, we're going to focus on the incomings and the outgoings. I'm going to give you an update on some more transfer news on my next video. Then after that, the preview for the Liverpool game will be coming up. Obviously, the Liverpool game got rearranged. So there you go. Now, obviously, you know the news regarding the Glazers. Says Man United were planning a second protest against the Glazers at Old Trafford. Will the Old Trafford protests force the Glazers out of the club? As you all know, our fans protested against the Glazers at Old Trafford the other week. That's what obviously postponed the game against Liverpool. You know, hundreds of our fans went inside Old Trafford and invaded the pitch, protested against the Glazers. A few weeks ago, some of our fans were protesting at Carrington against the Glazers. Some of our fans blocked entrances into the Carrington training ground to protest. And obviously there was holding banners up. Not so long ago, Joe Glazer wrote a letter to Man United fans. Solskjaer did say that the Glazers have apologised to Manchester United. Sorry, he said they apologised to him. Solskjaer did say that the violent incidents went too far, but he says the club need to take notice of the fans. Solskjaer was recently angry with Gary Neville over the Man United protests. Not so long ago, Avram Glazer refused to apologise over the European Super League because Sky News caught up with him in Florida and he refused to answer any questions. It recently said, though, the Glazers could be forced to sell Man United for £4 billion. And before that, he said the Glazers have got no intentions of selling the club. So reflecting on that, they're here to stay. Solskjaer did say earlier on this season that the Glazer family will not sell Man United. And before that, he told protesters that Joe Glazer loves the club. Obviously, earlier on this season, Joe Glazer released a statement and apologised to club fans over the European Super League plans. But yeah, we get the Glazers out of Manchester United. It would be definitely the right decision because the Glazers have put us in so much debt. And in general, I hate the way the football club has been run now for a long time. The Glazers bought Man United for 500 million in 2005, so they have been with us now for 16 years. So we need to recommend new owners in. Ed Woodward, he will be standing down at the end of the year because earlier on this season it got announced that Ed Woodward will resign as Manchester United vice chairman. I presume all United fans were happy with the news regarding Ed Woodward because we've been very critical of him for a long time. I've already given you the reasons why. Woodward has had a 16-year association with the club. We need to recommend a new chairman in. The last time I read up regarding the new chairman, it said that Edwin van der Sar is the favourite to replace Ed Woodward. So there you go. Can Man United win a Premier League title under Solskjaer? I hope so. You know, it all depends on how we recruit in the summer transfer window. You know, we haven't won the Premier League since 2013, so that's 8 years ago now. You know, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is our 4th permanent manager since Ferguson. The 3 managers we've sat since Ferguson was David Moyes, Louis van Gaal and Jose Mourinho. And we're not even really known as a sacking football club. But in the last 8 years, you know, Man United have been playing catch-up. So anyway, guys, that's everything to update you today. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always. And take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon.